Hey everybody, welcome to Big E's Auto. I'm obviously Big E. If I look behind me, we got the C4. Again, seems like that's all we're working on here lately on this channel, but I'd say in the last week I had 3 things just totally go south on this car. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can fix one of them, and one of them being the power steering pump. So today we're going to replace the hopefully replace the power steering pump. I never ran into one of this design, so I'm basically going to be learning as I go. So hopefully you guys can be patient with me as I figure it out. Hopefully help you guys do that. If you have a C4 or just a power steering pump that you need to replace, that it's buzzing like a bunch of bees on crack. So if it does that, it needs to be replaced. So anyway, why don't we go ahead and roll the intro. While you're watching the intro, I'm going to get some tools together. When I come back, we're going to see if we can get knee deep in this shit and hopefully get this thing back together running that it doesn't make noise. See you in a little bit. Alright, so guys, I'm back here. So first thing we're going to have to do before anything, we got to get the belt off. So take your 1/2-inch ratchet, and I have it here in the, you're going to put it in the on position, which seems kind of backwards because you're taking the belt off, but you need to have it in the on position so it rotates this so you can get the belt off. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to lift this, and I'm going to take it off this idler pulley here, and then gently release that onto there. So now you have the belts loose so you can do work on it. Let me come around here to the other side. Let me reposition the camera here, bear with me here. So of course it's going to stick real good now. We're going to be working in this general area here. I'm going to have to reposition. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get the angle so you guys can see what I'm doing. But that's your basic area you're going to be working in. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to see where I can mount this camera, because this is obviously where we're going to be, is working behind here, taking this belt off. Some of these brackets I believe need to come off. Again, like I said, I never did one of these, so I'm trying to figure this out as I go, so bear with me. So let me figure out a camera angle and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're back here. Bear with me with the camera angle, is not the best. But you have these 2 bolts here, hopefully you can see them. There's 2 bolts that go in the cylinder head. They're 11/16. There's a bolt that goes into the head, which is a 9/16. But then all the way down here at the bottom, you got to watch, into the engine block, there's one that's 9/16. So we're going to go ahead, let's pull these out. Set those to the side. And then we got to get out that one at the bottom, the 9/16 yet. So let me go ahead. We'll see if I can get in there without killing myself. We'll get that out, and then hopefully we can get the whole unit out and start. We got to switch the. We're going to need to switch the pulley, but we got to see if we can get this out first. For whatever reason, oh, of course it was not going to turn. Yeah. I don't know if I can get it with my hand or not. Nope, it's too tight. Darn it. Let's try again. Time with feeling. So, let's come in here again. Unfortunately, you can't see the bolt on the camera, but it's down. You're going to see the bolt's going to be next to the vibration, the harmonic balancer, timing
chain front cover, that's where it's going to be. So I think we're out far enough here that hopefully I can get my fat hand in there and pull that bolt out. And I just got to loosen up one more. I'm going to pull this spacer out. Actually, you know what? The way that's in there. Oh, there we go. All right, so that part's loose. I got one more bolt to take out, I realize, over here on the back side of the alternator. So I'm going to take that off. When I come back on camera, hopefully we have the power steering pump exposed so we can remove it from the bracket, and then our next step will be pressing that off. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see down in there. We had to take the alternator completely off here. As you can see, it's laying on the ground there is the alternator. So had some wire taping to do. I should use black tape, I only have blue. So and I taped that up because I don't have the battery disconnected, which I should, but that's the wire off the back of the alternator. But I wrapped it in tape to be safe. You can't see, I'm trying to, there's a fitting back there. I don't know if you can see. That has to come off. And then there's a hose clamp. That's your return hose. We got to take that off as well. Get those two off, and we'll be able to get the bracket out with the power steering pump, and then we'll be able to continue. But just giving you an update here, we had to remove the alternator completely, which was for me, it was 2 half-inch bolts and nuts. So we got the ground wire off. That goes on the alternator. And you had to unplug your, I'm going to say, the voltage regulator and the actual battery voltage. We had to take that off as well, which that was a 10 millimeter and that was just a regular plug. So alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm not sure what size that is. I know that's a straight screwdriver used to get the return hose off, but the actual pressure hose, I got to see what size that is. When I get that off, we'll touch it. I'll check in with you guys and we'll see where we're at. Alright guys, so here's the power steering pump. The lighting isn't the greatest, but power steering pump, as you can see here, let me see if I can move the light. There's the pump. We have it up on some wedges here. And there's the pulley, obviously. Now, that bolt, yes, is crooked, but I used a 3/8 socket, half-inch drive, to get it here and it bottomed out. So now I'm going to use this to drive it the rest of the way out. There's still clearance on the before it bottoms out. So I'm trying to get this centered, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to see if we can, there. So now the pulley is pressed off the shaft, so we can pull this out. We'll pull the pulley off, and there's your pump, okay, right there. That's the old pump, okay, so we can check. We're not really going to check anything. I'm going to hang on to this because I think they make a rebuild kit. So I might do that, rebuild it. But here's the pulley. You press it off. 3/8 drive socket. That bore looks pretty good. I'm still going to clean it up. And when I come back, we're going to hopefully press that on. Alright guys, we're back here. So we got the new pump bolted into the bracket here that mounts to the cylinder head. I'm going to hang up the light here. So I didn't mention what you want to do is there's a bolt here. It's hard to see. There's a bolt here, and then there's a bolt there on the back side. You're going to want to take those out to remove the pump out of this bracket when you press the pulley off. I forgot to mention that in the last segment. You're going to want to unbolt that. You're going to want to run them out there 13 millimeter. You're going to run them out there. There's just enough room that you have to shake it. They'll fall out, and then you'll be able to pull. Then the pump should come out, and then you can set it the way I had it in a press and press the pulley off. So now we went ahead. We put the other pump in. and we tighten these there's 3 of them, 13 millimeter bolts. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm trying to figure out how to get this set up in the press so that way it's straight. So let me try that. That's going to be the hardest part, is rigging up that this thing is straight. So what we're going to do here is, see, this is just not cooperating here with me. Because it has to be straight for it to press on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, let me just demonstrate. I'm not going to do it because I don't have it straight. But basically, you're going to take that pulley, you're going to set it on there straight, and you want to. I'm going to use a socket that's the size of the outside diameter here, and then I'm going to press that on. But it has to go on straight. So I got to finagle with this to get this straight. But you can see I steel wooled it, I wire wheeled it, and I painted it. It was all rusty and crappy looking. You don't have to do that, but it just makes for a better job. So when I come back, I'm hoping to have this pressed on, and I'm hoping we can, I was going to show you guys some things I did while the pump was off, but we'll check that when I come back. Alright guys, so we're together here. Alternator's back on. We took this out. This is the only issue I have when you do this. It goes from being, we're going to do this, to being a semi-restoration, because this here was all rusty. So wire wheeled that and painted it and put that back on. Same thing with the pulley. For some reason the alignment's a little bit off. I don't know. I'm going to see how it goes if I need to press that pulley on more. But we did replace the clamp on the back side of the pump, and then again we replaced that O-ring for that high pressure fitting. We tightened that with a 16 millimeter, cleaned all this stuff up. This was all junked and whatever, so we cleaned all this up. Like I said, I'm not 100% happy with the lineup of the belt. I'm going to see once it runs if that straightens out a little bit, but hopefully it will. I think it's just something that the previous owner did. Not sure, but we'll wait and see. I'm not going to fire it up yet. Got some other things I got to get done, but when I fire it up, first thing I'm going to check is that belt line. So anyway, that's for today. Replacing that power steering pump. There was something I wanted to say that I forgot. I can't remember now. I might have said about with installing that when you put it back together, press the pulley onto the pump before you bolt it onto the bracket for the motor. I think that might have been something I wanted to say that I forgot to say before. That you can get those bolts in with the pulley on. You got to finagle them in, but you can get them in there. Other than that, I can't think of anything else for right now. So I think that's it. Anyway, that's it for the power steering pump install on the C4. Hopefully this works. Hopefully in conjunction with the addition of the power steering cooler and now a newer pump. Hopefully everything will be good. We'll keep you posted. There's some other stuff I got to get done before I get this thing down off the jack stands. There'll be videos coming up on that as well. But that's it for now. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. You can check out stuff. I'm on Instagram, Biggie's Garage. Also, you can check Biggie's Auto on Facebook. Has its own page. Sometimes I'm able to get stuff up there. Anyway, that's it for today. Watch out for each other. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time right here on Big E's. Bye for now.